In the jungle, the mighty jungle, where Shy Guy sleeps tonight. Wait a second. This is not the forms of the actual, the song I was gonna be thinking of anyway. Hey, what's up everyone? It is I'm the one and only Tiona here once again, and I'm back for some more yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for more of Let's Play of Mario Party 4 for the Nintendo GameCube. So, remember last weekend is the fact that we have managed to be completely done with the forms of Toad's Midway Madness, and today, specifically for today and tomorrow for the majority of this weekend, we're about to be heading on to the second board in the game, which appears to be Shy Guy's Jungle Jam. And once again, I'm going last place for that little turn order. Yeah, because as you can see, I'm playing as Yoshi in this board, so because of that though, yeah, it doesn't feel likely just able to actually play as whatever characters I'm going to be playing as. And of course, as far as computer players I managed to choose is Mario, Daisy, and Waluigi, because these are the only three that you have not seen for the actual Let's Play so far. So either way though, yeah, let's begin the forms of Shy Guy's Jungle Jam. Out of all the actual boards in Mario Party 4, this is easily my favorite board in the game. Most notably because it feels kind of cool looking, as well as the forms of how the fact that, well, I really enjoyed the music in this particular, well, the actual board itself as well. And also very similar to the forms of DK's Jungle Adventure, that it does manage to take place in a jungle setting. However, unlike any forms of how it does it on DK's Jungle Adventure from Mario Party 1, thankfully we don't need to worry about those swamps anymore. Although before I get into that actually, the main emphasis on this board is that you notice there are some few bit of happening spaces, one from over there and another one from the very top. And as a result, depending if you're able to actually choose either the happy wish or the sad wish, sometimes it predetermines by random by the forms of Shy Guy's statue's mood, and then when it gets like happy, then nothing happens aside from confetti all over us. But if it goes on to the bad mood, this will actually happen, where basically, depending on the forms of the number counter, that the actual flood will start to block their path. Like, to be more specifically, those two bridges between the top and the bottom bridge. But there's also another way you can able to go across the board once it's been flooded, that you can able to actually just use Klopdo the Condor, so that way you can able to actually traverse for the different parts of the board. So yeah, that's as far as I can usually say about this board. So either way though, and it looks like I got myself a red space, so that's a terrific start. So yeah, a few things I want to explain is the fact that obviously today's day is of course the 10th of April today, in this case in 2021. Not much else to talk about, I'm afraid, apart from the fact that we almost at the halfway point in April already, which, kind of think about it, that we're actually getting very, very fast when it comes to likely certain days we're about to be able to get it done and finished, so oh boy, we're going back into Keanu Life Flight again, but this time around though, I'm gonna be the team of one. And this one makes things really unfair. Like, I was gonna run away, and because of this though, I have no breathing room in order to avoid these three Super Circus players. And as a result, it just feels kind of unfair and unbalanced. Like, honestly, I much rather prefer Lights Out from Mario Party 2 over this any day, just because, well, look, I just got cornered right there. Ah, jeez, this is unfair. Like, literally the worst minigame in the entire game. Like, seriously, I just can't stand it. But anyway, though, yeah, about the forms of Shy Guy's Jungle Jam, though, there are some, also some of these events here and there as well. To be more specifically, there is a rafting part that you notice on the middle portion of the board. That way you can able to traverse for the other side of the board. So yeah, that I believe you do need to pay coins if I recall correctly. So even then, though, that begs the question for that part. So anyway, so looks like Mario's gonna get himself another item. And he gets the Mega Mushroom, so yeah, that seems a little bit more obvious standard stuff though, honestly. It looks like Daisy's gonna go to the left, where she will able to land on her first happening. So yeah, that's what I mean, that basically you do have a choice between the fun wish or the sad wish. So they always attempt able to go for the fun wish for whatever reason. And she was praying for it, and the result is a happy wish. So this means about the fact that nothing else will happen. So, although again, when it gets to the bad mood, then basically the flood will start able to block their paths. So, yeah, that's something worth noting for the sake of this board's gimmick. So, and also, in order to able to actually get to the Boo House in this board, you only need to acquire the mini mushroom in order to able to go for that mini pipe. So, that's something worth noting about. So, it looks like Waluigi's bet on the fun wish, just like Daisy, and it's once again a happy wish. So, I guess that's something, alright? Alright, let's see if we can get a good roll here. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I always get myself really crappy rolls today. Oh, jeez. But at least we can able to get something, like the Mega Mushroom, so that way we can able to get our movements going. So, either way though, that begs the actual suggestion. Order up. This minigame does make a comeback in Mario Party the Top 100, by the way, so I'm not too crazy with this minigame though. So Toad will order items that you must find in the boxes before the other team first to 3 points wins. So basically you're gonna have to memorize the actual boxes, and then, well, it's kind of feels like some sort of like a shuffle kind of way, and basically he's gonna have to memorize the actual food order what Toad is asking for. So, but again, I'm not too crazy with this minigame though, just because of how the fact that it might be a bit dull and boring. Well, it's bad enough that this minigame does make a comeback in the top 100 for whatever reason, so, which I honestly disagree with that specific choice, just because of how the fact that I just found it a little bit dull and repetitive, but either way though, it knows what it is. Now I'm quite surprised that we're almost nearly finishing up in terms of the rest of the not only 1 vs 3 minigames in the entire list, but also the 2 vs 2 lineup, which I know it seems a little bit more, well, not much in comparison to whenever we get on to Mario Party 5, Mario Party 6, and even especially noticeable in Mario Party 7, and even Mario Party 8, that there's going to be a lot of emphasis on the forms of, well, quite a bit amount of minigames, depending on which category that is, so, but I digress. So let's look for the ice cream as well as french fries, or chips to be more specifically, but sometimes the other team just managed to get very lucky by guessing, so yeah, but thankfully you do need to look out for the 2 items that you might able to look out for, so at least that's something, alright? So, anyways, let's go ahead and, okay, at least we found this little item here. Come on, Daisy! Thank you. I do need to win that minigame so badly, especially noticeable because of how the fact that, well, after all, unlike Candlelight Flight, that I found that minigame incredibly unbalanced, and the minigame itself is pretty much broken as it is, because either way though, I just wish if that thing will be fixed, but nope. It just makes things a little bit unbalanced, so... Oh well, not the end of the world, but either way though, there are some mini-games that I rather enjoy, so like Book Squirm, as well as Avalanche, despite most people complain about the camera in that mini-game, and also, what else is there that's also pretty fun? There is, well, Dungeon Duos, which we still have not seen yet, and even especially noticeable with Money Belts in 1 vs 3 minigame category. So, yeah, that begs the question for that, so... Alright, so looks like Daisy's gonna get herself the Mega Mushroom. Oh yeah, something's worth noting for is the fact that you notice with the Yoshi's animation, when he managed to able to get coins, and especially noticeable retrieving the item, his animation looks a lot different than the forms of how it does it on the NTSC counterparts. Well, to be more specifically, the American version as well as the Japanese release of Mario Party 4. The reason why I say this is because unlike Mario Party 5, where Yoshi's animation is pretty much the same, depending on what region you lived in. But specifically in this game in particular, well, you notice that this is still the PAL version of Mario Party 4, then you do realize is the fact that Yoshi's animation, when he gets, like, land on the blue space, or he managed to achieve something. Oh, wait a second. Oh, phew. I really refuse to land on that Bowser space there. Yeah, that animation right there, in the American/Japanese release of the game, that it just cuts off its like quite fast, so, at least for Yoshi's animation anyway, so like, it jumps for about a few, like, 1 millisecond or something, but either way though, I have no idea what I'm supposed to say, things like that, so, anyway, goal! Yeah, I have no idea why I just say things like that, because that's how the minigame title suggests. So anyways, let's go and get some more scores. So, another thing is worth noting for is the fact that, apparently though, that most people seem to complain about the forms of the Balan Wonderworld, that, usually they complain about the final boss of the game does manage to, yes, they obviously managed to able to cause them a lot of headaches, most notably because of this worst seizure effect, which, as a result, I found incredibly bad for most, epilepsy, people out there, because otherwise, it feels very similar to, you know, Spyro Enter the Dragonfly for the PlayStation 2. Like, that game also has a bit of seizures, but at least most people seem to, I remember back in the day that is, well, usually for about a few days ago, that they always managed to able to ask for the day 1 patch before the game's release, by able to actually fix that little, seizure issue, but, either way though, I have no idea. It has been quite a few days since I actually know about Balan Wonderworld, because let me tell you, I'm probably not going to pick up that game, because even then though, it just feels a bit, well, kind of slow, and visuals do kind of reminds me of Mighty No. 9 back in 2016, even though despite the fact that in Mighty No. 9 does feel a little bit unpolished with all the, well, the lack of character models, lack of expressions, and yeah, that's as far as I can usually describe about Mighty No. 9. In fact, I don't usually care about that game, because I much rather prefer the classic Mega Man games, in addition with Mega Man X series, and even especially noticeable with Zero series and the ZX Duology series, but as a result, I'll play those any day. And it looks like Waluigi has managed to got himself the swap card. Basically, it functions the same thing as one of those rare items from the likes of Mario Party 3, that basically, that if you use that, this allows you to be able to switch those items, so, with anyone else. Oh, first Bowser space in the entire Let's Play. Oh boy, this is not good. Come on. Okay, we got ourselves the Mini Bowser, aka Koopa Kid, for those of you who lived in America. Oh, really? 10 coins? From all of us? Okay, fine. Be that way. Although, there are a few rare occasions where sometimes you can either get... Well, the most common thing you might get is, of course, although I'll get to more on that later, right or left. That minigame's alright, but it's just the fact that playing this with your friends can be a bit tricky at times. Be the first to pilot the Dory boat out of the cave. So basically you have to press B and A to able to go forward, and then press A to able to go to the, well, I would say the right, or the, it's kind of hard to explain, because I know for the fact that it has been like quite a few days since actually coming back to this, so... Yeah, once again, it's going to be a lot of emphasis on button mashing, so if you ever play this with your friends though, it might be a bit difficult to win this, just because you're going to have to able to cooperate at the same time. But if you manage to play this with your computer players, like I just did there, basically, this will give me a bit of an easier time by able to actually win the minigame. However though, here's the thing though, we do need to dodge those flamethrowers, as you can see from those Bowser statues on screen. Oh, goodness gracious me, that was... Oh! Okay. Okay. Whew. That was a bit too close there, and I've almost got myself my new record. Even though I could have tried, if only with the, you know, that flamethrower gets in my way, so... Oh well. It's not the end of the world. But anyway, another thing that's worth noting for, speaking of Spyro the Dragon, basically I managed able to play myself for a bit of Spyro Season of Ice for the Game Boy Advance, and I managed to able to 100% that game now. So I'm basically now moving on to Spyro 2 Season of Flame next on the Game Boy Advance. However, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be focusing on the Game Boy Advance trilogy of games for now on, except Spyro Fusion, aka Spyro Orange, the Cortex Conspiracy, because I've definitely heard about that game before, and that game was pretty bad. Just because it's all about a lot of gimmicky stuff on that game, along with the forms of, well, let's just say the forms of Crash Purple Repto's Rampage or something like that, which I have no idea what that game is actually called, just because I never exactly known about that, so... It looks like Waluigi just messed it up completely. Although, I get it because he really wants to get himself, or he's trying to steal Daisy's Boost Crystal Ball. But here's the thing though, unlike the ones in Mario Party 3, that you can able to actually pick whatever player you're gonna choose, but in here, it's all about roulette timing, so yeah, that's something's worth noting about, so... Alright, so let's see if we can get... Okay, 9 is a better number. Certainly a lot more better than the forms of 1, 2, or 3 for that matter, but hey, at least I'll take it. Alright, so here we go with another 4-player minigame. So let's see what minigame are we playing next. Although, mind you, we still have not played Manta Ray Rings or Mario Speedwagons, so I guess Domination will do for now on though. So either way though, let's go and play this minigame again. Alright, there's going to be a lot of emphasis on button mashing I'm going to be doing for certain minigames, as you know, so... Right, here we go. Oh jeez, I think my fingers is actually getting a bit cramped. Oh, that certainly did warm me out. But anyway, let's see how much I can get. I'm probably not gonna able to beat my record though, I'm afraid. But we'll see. Nah, I didn't beat my record. I was 8 off, or should I say 9 off, by able to get a newer record. But I'll take it anyway. Okay, something's worth noting for as well is the fact that there's gonna be some of these unlockables that you can get if you manage able to obtain certain prices on the actual present room. Like for instance, as you noticed that I've still managed to grow myself 110 dominoes as in my new record for domination. That if you manage to able to achieve that, you're able to actually unlock your present gifts during the forms of the present room, which I'm not exactly sure what that is, but even then I'll do some massive research on it. One of like, oh dang it, I know what Daisy's gonna do to me though. Besides, my fingers are starting to get a bit of a pain at the moment. But usually I don't mind button mashing though, because usually I'm quite good with certain things like that. So, yeah, that's as far as I can think about it. Anyway, so, yeah, I believe the very first star in this board though, it does require the mini mushroom to go there because of that mini pipe. So, I guess I do need to able to achieve my mini mushroom as much as I can. Oh yeah, something you might as well notice something from the start though, from the likes of Daisy's design. It's actually a lot different than the likes of how it does it back on Mario Party 3. Because normally in Mario Party 3, that Daisy got herself a pink crown. But now in Mario Party 4 and onwards, that her crown is basically just golden, just like the forms of Princess Peach. So, and also her dress is slightly different because of the forms of she's now in pure yellow, as opposed to able to having herself some white bits of her dress. You know, just like the forms of one of those costumes from the likes of Super Smash Bros. Melee. Oh, really? Really, Waluigi, you very lucky. Ay, lucky you with that hidden block. Ay, I can't believe that happened right there. Especially because of how the fact that since he managed to able to take a ride on Klopdo the Condor, and then basically that's whenever he managed to able to found specifically those blue spaces, Nah, most of these items aren't that useful for me though, which I was gonna skip for now. But, at least I was hoping I can get myself the mini mushroom, so this block? Ooh, nice. Alright, so I need to able to get like, I would say 7 or 8 to able to actually make it for that specific point. So, but for the meantime, let's do parasailing again. But anyway though, again, this will be the last time until Super Mario Party came around. Or should I say Mario Party DS, I should say. Because Mario Party DS also has the hidden block system. And basically you can either get coins or a star. And because basically this will be the last time in a console Mario Party game able to feature the hidden blocks containing the star until Super Mario Party came out for the Nintendo Switch. So, yeah, still no sign of the forms of the new Mario Party game just yet though, but they will do at some point during the forms of this year in particular, because obviously that, you know, in the forms of the majority of the NDQ Mario Party titles, specifically the console variations, like, you know, with the ones with two games on a card, and one of them is actually revolves around, you know, moving around the board individually, like, you know what I mean, and because basically in 2012 that we've got Mario Party 9, and then obviously 3 years later that we've got Mario Party 10, and then another 3 years later that we got Super Mario Party. So this might be the opportunity that until 3 years later, which is right now in 2021, God knows we might able to get the new Mario Party at some point. But we don't know exactly for sure just yet though, just because, well, I can assure you, when it comes to the forms of some of these game selections, even certain announcements for the first half of the year, it's actually gone pretty slow. Like, somewhat similar to last year is also pretty slow. So, yeah, just, we might as well able to get used to this, I'm afraid. So, but at least I've got some retro games to able to play around with while this is going on, so either way though. So, yeah, another thing is worth noting for is the fact that, usually relatively speaking, I believe we only got about 20 days to go until new Pokemon Snap for the Nintendo Switch will be releasing by then, so, oh good, I got 7, so at least I can able to go down there, and hopefully, whenever I manage to able to use my mini mushroom until the next turn, I should able to actually just to go for that mini pipe over there, and then basically I could able to get myself the, well, my first star. So, yeah, that makes it a little bit obvious for that specific strategy is worth noting for. Alright, Long Claw of the Law again. So, let's see what well, it's kind of hard to say about this sometimes, because, it has been quite a few days since I actually come back to this, since, last Sunday, so... Anyway, so, oh wow, looks like we're catching Shy Guys again. So, talking of Shy Guy, we have to catch the majority of the Shy Guys, even though they're in the exact same color, so... Oh yeah, something's worth noting for this point as well, is the fact that, obviously, is the fact that I managed to able to go back into, Mario Kart Tour recently. So, even then, I'm just trying to able to actually deal with even more, Grand Prix Cups and stuff like that, and, I guess there's not much else to say about this, so yeah, it's not much. And by the way, for that sound effect you do hear for a second ago, that sound effect will able to bring it back in Dancing Stage Mario Mix from that main menu sound effects. You know, with that kind of that sound effects, even though it's kind of hard to able to actually say things like that. Because I know for the fact that you notice with that familiar sound clip, that it will definitely bring it back in Dancing Stage Mario Mix, or Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix for the GameCube. So, in fact, that particular game does manage to able to have a similar character models from the likes of, well, to be more specifically, Mario Party 4, 5, and 6. Although, mind you, except 7, just because, well, I'm pretty sure that in Mario Party 4, 5, and 6, whatever they do, like some sort of like a victory animation, their mouths manage to able to open up. Like, usually when Mario just jumps, then basically that his mouth opens. Although, unlike in Mario Party 7, that somehow, most of their mouths seems to close at all times though, which I'm not exactly sure why. But either way though, that's as far as I can think about it. Although they did manage able to fix that in Mario Party 8, so yeah, I have no idea why they go for that limitations. So, anyways, let's start to go and use the mini mushroom here, and hopefully I will try to get the higher roll, to be more specifically 5, and hopefully I should be able to get my very first star. Awesome! So let's go for this mini pipe. Yeah, I just have no idea why, just double check on the map. Because I really refuse to able to actually just land on that fortune space. Although, there was that particular event coming up, which I'm not looking forward to. But anyway, yeah, I've got my very first star on this board. So let's see what the next star space is located. It's right over there. This could be a bit of a tough race between Mario, Daisy, or Waluigi were able to make it to that star. So it could be a tough race between these 3 players. So, but we'll see. Tree Stomp, the new minigame we are playing. Alrighty. Again, there's not much else I can talk about, so anyway. 3 players control robots while the other player runs. The runner must stay alive for 45 seconds to win. So basically, he's gonna have to able to be, well, just trying to be the survivor, and then if you manage to able to grab the golden banana, basically it actually gives you a little bit more speed. So basically, like, gotta go fast kind of routine. Okay, so I'm incredibly nervous about this. Alright, so let's see. Oh yeah, occasionally those that these monkeys were able to actually decide to toss those banana peels into the actual ground to make them stun for a bit. Likely they just slipped. So, well, there's a golden banana right there. So, oh Jesus Christ! I did not see that. Ah, that was my fault. I think the only problem with this minigame though, for me though, sometimes, is that I find myself easy to lose control of myself. Mainly with that particular banana power-up that I've accidentally obtained. So, I think probably next time I'm probably not going to pick that item up. Unless if I was going to be on a team of 3, I should be okay. But for the team of 1 though, it might end up getting a little bit of a slippery momentum or something. So, oh jeez, I did not know that. Oh well. Alright, so let's see what Mario's gonna get. 3 and 6 makes 9. So, I really can't guarantee if how the fact that he could able to actually make it to the star, or in this case, Daisy or Waluigi. I'm more trying to able to keep an eye on with the actual Waluigi player though, just because, well, after all, he got very lucky with that. Very, very good luck with all his hidden block placements and all that stuff. I mean, seriously, it's kind of feels like randomized each time. But until when it gets to a point until Mario Party 5 that they managed to able to dish the actual star in the actual hidden block so that they just be more strictly coins based. So, anyway. Alright, so I'm hoping I can meet up with that Boo house over there, so thankfully I did. So, yes, I will enter in the Boo house, please. And because of that, I'm gonna steal some coins to Waluigi because he just feels a bit too lucky for this point today. So I really want to able to actually just get what it deserves to be. And plus I do need able to catch up on the forms of the Coinstar records as far as I'm aware. Although mind you, I've only got 19 coins, so I should be alright. But yeah, it's a bit tricky at the moment. Alright, so once again another 4-player minigame. So, to be expected with most. Photo finish. This minigame is kind of fun though, even though it's more accurately a puzzle minigame of any sort, which I'm fun with this one. So please finish this photo puzzle. You can only drop a piece in its proper place, so you'll know when you'll find the correct spot. So basically you just have to insert 8 pieces, and here's the thing though, we need to place those pieces in the correct spot. And if you do, then you move on to the next piece. Yeah, that's how it usually goes for this point. Gotta think about it, this minigame does remind me of Jigsaw Jump Ball from the likes of Mario Party 9 / the Top 100, although except the biggest difference is the fact that rather than just placing one missing piece during a puzzle, so we have to fill up the entire puzzle. Although there's also the equivalence to this during the forms of the extras room, which again, we'll show that off once we finish up with the forms of, well, I would say the minigame room first, and then, we'll hit on to the forms of the extras, so, such as, you know, presents room, and all the other jazz, so, that's my part of the plan. And meanwhile, Yoshi's actually practicing the figure skating, which that was before when, they managed to able to participate in figure skating until Vancouver 2010 roll around. You know what I mean, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games. Well, to be more specifically on the Wii and Nintendo DS versions, so that way you would be able to actually just to realize they managed to able to actually compete in figure skating, basically. So, yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. In fact, it's been a whole year since I actually managed to come back into Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games kind of thing about it. Well, at least ever since that, I believe that, I'm guessing that Daffy Duck has managed able to did that game. Oh, I don't know, because it has been a year since I actually last time looked back on the films of 2020 videos. Even though, despite the fact that we're actually just moving on to the new year, so anyway, so it looks like Waluigi's gonna use the warp pipe for Mario. So in this case, Mario's gonna get screwed. So thanks to that particular warp pipe. So. Alright, it looks like Waluigi's gonna get himself his next star, so yeah, to be expected. I was really hoping I can able to buy Boo's Crystal Ball, or even a Magic Lamp for that matter. Then that way I can able to actually just to go ahead and try to obtain as many stars as I wanted to, but we'll see. Alright, so speaking of the next star space is required to use the mini mushroom by able to actually go for that mini pipe. So there are two star spaces that does require the mini mushroom for able to actually go for the mini mushroom pipe. So I guess that makes the actual solutions about this. So alright, another 4-player mini game. So oh, we got ourselves the lucky mini game. So let's see how much we're gonna be bet for this time. Okay, just double amount of coins, just like the Fonzavai does it from last time. And what minigame are we playing? Stamp Out. This minigame does remind me of that one minigame from the likes of Crash Bash, that Pogo Stick Balancing minigame, except the fact that this is a lot shorter, so try to stamp as much of your color as possible. If everyone stamps less than 5% of the field, it's a tie. So basically, it's gonna have to put up as many color as you want, and whoever managed able to paint out the most color will win the game. But again, this minigame does remind me of the Crash Bash minigame called Pogo Stick Bouncing minigame. That the one you're gonna have to use the pogo sticks to able to actually just to cover up the field. Except unlike the forms of in Crash Bash, where in Crash Bash minigame that utilizes like this, drags on. Although thankfully this minigame was actually a lot shorter and fast at the same time, so because of that though, thankfully you don't need to worry about just trying to able to go through 3 ridiculous rounds in order able to actually win the minigame and stuff like that, which that'll be the only problem I have with the forms of Crash Bash though, just because of the tedium overall. But that's how it is for me. So anyway, I managed to win the minigame because I managed to got 15%, even though Waluigi almost got very close. But thankfully I didn't manage to able to screw his color up, so yeah,